Instead of memorizing the chart, I would rather give you a memory device for how to recreate the chart. So if you have your test paper, sketch your boxes. I labeled my columns degrees and I labeled my rows sign of the leading coefficient. So my A sub n is shorthand for leading coefficient. So it's either positive or negative. And then the end behaviors that are inside the boxes are what I need to be able to recreate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick my favorite examples and I'm going to use my examples. Then I can put the end behavior in the right box, but then I can use that to know that it applies to other functions as well. For even, the examples that I like to pull from are parabolas. I know that if my parabola has a positive leading coefficient, it opens up, right? And if it has a negative leading coefficient, it opens down. So in the box that says even and positive, that's where my parabola opening up is going to go. But I just care about the end behavior. So right. The end behavior for that parabola is going to be the same as the end behavior for any other polynomial that has even degree and positive leading coefficient. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the one even and negative. So I'm going to envision my parabola opening down. I'm going to copy my ends from my parabola. And then again, anytime the degree is even and the sign of the leading coefficient is negative, it's going to have that same end behavior. And then for odd, I'm just going to think of a straight line because the degree is 1 for a linear function. Okay, so if a straight line has a positive leading coefficient, that's just the slope. So positive slope means it's an increasing line. So again, I just drew in the end behavior for my increasing line. For odd and negative, that would be my negative slope. And so I draw in the ends from my decreasing line. Once I've got the hang of this, I can jot this down very quickly on my test paper. Or I can just draw it in my head real quick and draw it in the air, right? And then you go back to your problem. So before I can worry about positive and negative leading coefficient, I need to figure out, was it even or was it odd?
I would say odd.
Because the ends are going opposite directions.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you look at your table, you'll notice that if they're both going the same direction, it's even.
Right.
And if they're going opposite directions, it's odd. So once you realize that it's odd, then you just pick which one of those two it fits with.
I would say positive.
I agree.
Right?
So for the question, the sign of the leading coefficient, your answer is positive.